Okay, so in example 2, we want to model points, lines, and planes. That basically just means we want to find examples of them, find objects that fit those descriptions. So we're going to name the geometric terms modeled by the objects in this picture. Okay, nice. They have a cool old iPhone like I have. The notebook models what? So does the notebook, the whole thing, does that model a point, a line, or a plane best? Okay, well, it's a 2D kind of flat object, right? So that would not describe a single point. It would not describe a single line, but the notebook does model a plane pretty well. Okay. Notebook models a plane. The edges of the notebook model line JK. Okay, so JK is one edge, and also, well, JN and KL. So let's just write one of those. Give a space for one. I'm going to write JN. Okay. The quarter models point what in space? Well, they're saying the quarter right here is modeling what we call point M. Now remember, we're saying that points are not really objects. They don't have a size like a quarter does. But a quarter, if anything, if it's going to model any of these terms, it's going to model a point more than it's going to model a line or a plane. So remember, to model does not mean that you're an exact definition of something or you exactly fit the definition. It's more of just you represent it fairly well in a way where we can say, okay, if you say a quarter is a point and it would represent a point rather than a line or a plane, you can sort of make sense of why that would be. It's just a small little object in one spot. Now, if you zoomed in on that quarter, if you were like an ant, you might see things differently. You might say, oh, this is a big flat object I can walk around on. This models a plane pretty well. So it kind of depends on your perspective on things. Say points N, L, and K. So N, L, and K are, so they are two things. They are non-collinear. They're not all in the same line. Non-collinear. And they are also coplanar. Okay, so they all exist in the same plane. They do not exist along the same line. Okay. Points P, Q, and R are collinear. They're all on the same line. Okay. And I believe we'd also say they're non-coplanar because they do not exist in one plane. They exist along the surface of the table, but they also exist if you made a sheet of paper that was going up and down. You could put that right on those three dots. Okay, it doesn't exist on one certain plane, so we're not going to call it coplanar in this one. And that is all for example number 2.